All right, hey everybody, Rock My Monkey TV. We got a guy who I haven't spoken to in a couple decades. Last time I spoke to you, you were in a sad, pathetic little mobile trailer. Nobody had heard of a band called Biohazard, and you were just starting out. Long time no talk. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It seems like a recurring theme. Every time I'm in a brand new band, I have to do an interview with you, you know. So here we are, 20 years later, and Attika 7 is born. And today was actually our third show as a band.
Third show as a band. So now you guys have not been following Uproar the whole time?
No, we were not. Uproar has many different bands that are on the whole tour. Some bands are on one show, some bands are on 10 shows. So we're on about 8 shows on the tour. And today is our third show. So.
Okay. So now, since this is only your third show, I would assume then that you're going to, after this is over, you're going to hop on another tour. So when's the next time we're going to be able to see you in the Northwest?
Well, honestly, we're discussing our tour plans right now. And besides, we got a lot of people in Europe that want us to come over. Our first, when we get back from Uproar, we're doing a week of shows in California. And then our plan is to actually return to the Northwest because we've just played in front of so many people here. We want to see who we can bring in and make fans, So, we're really passionate about our music. And, I mean, this band has such an interesting editorial story. I mean, the song started with Rusty in prison, writing songs in a desperate moment when he might not even ever get out. And here we are now, signing autographs and selling our CDs at a beautiful outdoor festival, playing music for all these great people. And it's really exciting, man. It's, the whole process. So we'll definitely be back up here in the coming months for sure.
All right, so now when you play, when you were up on stage, it inspired me to ask one question. You said Seattle, but do you know what city you're actually in?
Auburn.
Very good. That's actually when these big package tours hit this venue, that's actually the hardest question. So, Evan Seinfeld, one of the smarter guys in rock and roll.
Not just smart, we're a grassroots band, and we actually, one of my good friends, and we give him a shout out, my friend John Flynn loaned me his tour bus, and we're actually driving the bus ourselves. So I know where we are because Rusty was driving the bus and I was 4G navigating, so I know exactly where the fuck we are.
And just for the record, all these other bands have like fancy tour managers, and you got to go through this person. And to set up the interview, this was the tour manager. So this is how grassroots.
Just text me. We're here.
We're here. All right. So now, as you said, a lot of the things that have to do with Attika 7 are surrounding your guitar player Rusty. So before you grab him and maybe trade places with him a little, do you have any final words for? Actually, before that, Biohazard. Are you guys on good terms? Are you friends? Is there going to be a tour with Attika 7 and Biohazard?
I don't know. I don't think Biohazard has any U.S. touring plans, and we put out the newest Biohazard album that we did. We put it out in Europe, and it's not going to be coming out here, I don't think. So I doubt there would ever be a tour with Biohazard and Attika. And on bad terms, I mean, I wrote so much of that music. It was such a big part of my life, and for me, it was just really time to move on and do something new. Bring a fresh, exciting energy into my life, and it's been so good for me to rebirth.
So there's no animosity as far as you're concerned.
Nah, I don't have any problem with those guys.
I love it when that kind of thing can happen and there's no drama.
You know what, man? There are so much bigger things in life, and like, I mean, if you're doing something for yourself, you want to, sometimes you have a job or a career or a marriage, and sometimes you outgrow it. You know what I mean? And if the other person wants to hate you for that, that's their problem. I have much bigger problems in my life than worrying about which guy from which band said this about that. I mean, you see a lot of that, but I try to rise above those kind of things. I don't want to let somebody bring me down into that negativity. But let me grab Rusty for you. You can tell.
Final words to the fans of Biohazard and Attika 7.
Okay, well.
Or Spider Jones.
If you're a fan of Biohazard, thank you for following me for all these years. 25 years to be exact. If you're a fan of Attika 7 or you've never heard of Attika 7, check us out at attika7.com, A-T-T-I-K-A. I imagine you'll be running it under here at this point.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And look for us on our music's on the new season of Sons of Anarchy. And we're going to be around, man. So it's a new thing, and it's really exciting. And thanks for being part of it with us.
Okay. Now, with that, there's a little bit of a spat going between Kurt Sutter and the people behind the other show, the one done by the wrestling guy, and Rusty was on it recently.
What, the Devil's Ride?
The Devil's Ride. So, do you know anything about it, and how do you feel about it?
You know what? I try to ABC my way out of other people's business. Man, you know, I think a lot of people put their egos into, you know, this or that. I mean, Devil's Ride is a reality show that's not really real because it's on TV. And Sons of Anarchy is an incredible show, and it's a drama. I don't think they have any competition with each other, but you know how it is. People all want to have, you know, exclusivity over the ownership. I mean, Rusty, he's with Sons of Anarchy now. That's what's up, you know.
So in other words, you'd be on either show and you'd watch either show, no problem.
Well, I was actually on Devil's Ride with Rusty. Attika 7 performed on Devil's Ride. And our music is also on Sons of Anarchy, so I guess I technically am on both shows. But I would love to be an actor on Sons of Anarchy. Kurt, if you're watching this, check me out, bro.
All right. Coming up, we got Rusty from Attika 7. And this is the guy who, you may have never heard of him, but this is the guy that all the Attika 7 stuff is kind of surrounding him and his time in prison. Rusty, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Rock My Monkey TV.
Hey,
and
all right.
Now, I got to say, first off, I haven't felt this tiny in a long time.
That's okay. I'll get my buddy Pork Chop over here. He's about 450. He'll make you feel real small. He makes me feel small.
All right. So now, first off, how long were you in prison?
I was up here in Oregon for a few years. I was in Texas. Altogether, a little under 7.
Okay. So now, do you mind or can you get into what the accusations were that got you there?
Yeah, I basically was convicted of conspiracy to distribute ephedrine, which is a listed chemical. And I actually pled guilty to it because I wouldn't cooperate. I figured, what the hell, just do the time, get it over with. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, there's some things on. By the way, when you're doing this, we're at Uproar, so there's a lot of noise in the background. So feel free to eat the mic and speak loudly. Now, I've read some stuff online, and I figure the best way when you read stuff online, you get the source. Correct me when the source that I read is wrong. Are you currently a member of Hell's Angels?
I will respond to that. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Been a member for around 18 years, and I don't discuss club politics or any club policy, but I can tell you that. Yes.
Okay. All right. And throughout the interview, I think it's awesome. They're doing signings, so we're actually doing this at their signing booth. So that's Rusty signing something for a fan. Now, now you also recently were on. God, I keep blanking on the name of the show. The Sons of Anarchy reality show.
Well, it's the Devil's Ride.
The Devil's Ride, yes. 3
appearances on that, and this year I got picked up by Sons of Anarchy. I love that show. I just love it. I'm working currently with it. I flew in here to do these dates on tour. Then I have to leave before the Phoenix show and the Albuquerque show to go back and film some more. Then I'll fly in, I'll do those 2 shows. Then I fly back and I do another episode when I fly back.
All right, so for those keeping record, this is now the third member of the Sons of Anarchy cast that we've interviewed. We've interviewed our buddy Michael, or as you guys know him, Chucky, the guy with a little bit of a habit, and who the actor actually is a great.
He's a cool guy. He's a regular guy. He's not like that in real life.
He's about as opposite from the character as you can get. So
just normal, really good guy.
Yeah. And of course our good guy Tard Zarnecki on Big Bang Theory, but he plays. Well, actually, he's not a. He's actually a member of his character's a member of the bike gang now. Chris.
Oh, Chris, great guy.
Yes. Chris Reed.
Yeah, I love Chris, man. I work with him all the time now. Yeah.
And also on one of the Nickelodeon shows, Wizards of Waverly Place, I believe.
For Chris?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
I tried to watch it. I had to search fast forward through his part. I was like, okay, there's Chris again.
He's actually up right now. I know he went up to Canada to do some kind of appearance up there. While I'm doing this, I'm out doing the tour thing. He's doing that,
Yeah.
Then we'll be back next week doing the other thing,
Cool. All right. Now you've done the Devil's Ride. I'm going to try and remember that, the name of that. I keep forgetting. And you're now on Sons of Anarchy. I
start on episode 9. We're not even done filming the whole, even though it's out and started already, we're still doing it. We have some more episodes to do.
Okay, and now there is a little bit of a spat between Kurt Sutter and the guy, I blank his name, but the wrestling guy that did Devil's Ride.
Oh, you're talking about Sandman. Sandman from Devil's Ride?
No, the producer behind the Devil's Ride.
Oh, Jason Hervey.
No, it was a guy. There was a guy that helped create it that was doing wrestling in the 80s.
Yeah, Bishop.
There we go, Eric Bischoff, yeah.
Eric Bishop and Jason Hervey are partners in the production company, and that was a bunch of bullshit.
You don't think the TIFF is real?
Hey man, when I heard about that, I got a call from some guys on Sons about it, and it really pissed me off. So I called over there and I said, that's it, it's over. Cancel all the interviews. I want to see this thing done now. And that was it. Yeah. Because those are friends of mine. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. That's publicity stuff that I don't want to see happening at the expense of my friends.
Cool.
And Kurt Sutter's a really good friend of mine, and Charlie's a friend of mine, and those guys, and that's all bullshit. It doesn't need to be happening. So they stopped. They said, okay.
Drama over. Awesome.
Get in there, man.
Awesome. Now, now there is part of the controversy is a lot of the fans of both shows. There's always this kind of feud between when two things are kind of similar. Is the discussion of whether or not the Devil's Ride is a 1%er group, and how much do you think the 1%er tag, how much do you think that legitimizes an MC, and how much of it you think is, like the feud, utter bullshit?
Well, first of all, that club on Devil's Ride is not a 1% club.
Yes. They're
a new club that's probably 4 or 5 years old, and they're not even a real club as far as I know anymore, but there's no comparison to them and 1%ers. I gotta say that they did a great job on editing to take what they had to work with and make it into a show that actually got picked up for a second season. But at the same time, there were some things that were kind of borrowed, if you want to say, from Sons, and which weren't cool things to do. And they know what I'm talking about, and I'm not working with that that one anymore because of a few of those things.
Okay, all right. So it's all about Sons of Anarchy, and I got to say I'm a huge fan. Love the show. How much? I mean, do you see your stint on Sons of Anarchy and the other things you got going? Do you see it ever getting in the way of the band? And is Attika 7 going to be like absolute tour dogs, or are you guys going to how's that going to work out in balance?
Actually, we're real strategic about our bookings. We could be out all the time, but there's a lot of shows that we don't need to do. We came here, this is a good show, this is a good tour, and we're glad to be here. But there's a lot of other tours that we pass on, and it's not going to interfere because we're not those kind of guys that just have to live on the road in a tour bus. I'd rather be home, actually. I like doing spot dates, festivals, short tours, or tours that matter. And for me, the Sons is a priority. And the band will always be there, and my bandmates are all with me on that. They understand that it's very important to be on time and do shooting schedules when I'm there. So
now you guys have a really great lineup. You got Evan from Biohazard. You got Scott, who I've been a fan of for a long time. He had some solo stuff that was great. He had Caius. How'd you hook up with? Who was in charge of putting this lineup together?
Me and Evan. It started out with me. I wrote most of the stuff in prison. Me and Evan got together a year ago, put our heads together. We're both really good business-minded people, and we started really working real hard, got the album done together, and then we went out and we found Scott, we found Zach, and we found Tommy, and we auditioned them, and those guys came in and nailed it. You know, there was no get up to speed like overnight rehearsal stuff. These guys nailed it the first time around. They're awesome musicians. We're lucky to have, we're so happy. We've got the best team ever right here.
And as you're saying, we're doing this. Okay, all right. We're going to be tying this up. He's signing another thing for another fan.
Okay.
2 posters, because the fans are always the first priority. And of course, if it wasn't for the fans, nobody would even care about this interview. So, got to make sure you take care of the fans. So now how'd you get a hold of Scott? Because I mean, he normally plays. He's known for playing a different kind of music than you guys play now.
He listened to our album, and he was blown away. And
he contacted you.
Yeah, and he loved it. He came in, and we were doing bass player auditions that night. We had guys flying in from the East Coast, up north, 10-hour drives, flights, and everything. He came in and just smoked it. And the other guys, when they saw him coming in with his equipment, they were kind of like, oh, no, I didn't know he was coming.
It's done.
Yeah.
All right, now final words. Evan says we need to tie it up. So do you have any final words for the fans of Sons of Anarchy and the fans of Attika 7?
I love all of you. I'm telling you, we really, really appreciate all you people coming out here, man. This has been the greatest tour right now with Rockstar, man. And thank you very much. I'm telling you, we are really, really just, you know, our heart's into this, and we really appreciate everything.
Okay. Yeah. And now, how long have you been playing guitar?
I actually started when I was 9, but I got into motorcycles when I was 19. I learned to read and write music, so I had a lot of structure at an early age. By the time I was 15, I was doing all that. And so I kept it with me, and when I went into prison, I had a lot of time alone and in isolation sometimes, and I really took advantage of it, and I got re-inspired to start playing again. I don't even know what happened, but I'm telling you, it was like lightning hit me, man. All of a sudden, I just wanted to play and write music, and it was like it started flowing. I wrote 32 songs while I was inside, and I would guess that probably 95% of our album is the stuff I wrote in there.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
It's been awesome, and I hope you come to this area again soon.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Man. Thank you, guys.
All right, Rock My Monkey TV. We're continuing our coverage of Uproar. We're gonna see what other bands we can hunt down and interview. So stay tuned.